Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. Welcome to another morning broadcast. If this is your first time, we meet weekdays, 9 a.m. Eastern. If you're returning, I appreciate you. If you enjoy the stream, please smash the like button. This meeting is held so that we can discuss our game plan for the day. I start in the pre-market mainly with small caps, some penny stocks, but mainly small caps. So I've taken some trades already, and then I jump on here to talk about my game plan for the open. So I focus on a strategy that is designed to find stocks that have high momentum, high volatility, unusual volume, elevated volume, and significant catalysts. So we're looking for moves that are between 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%. Sometimes some of these stocks move 200, 300%. So we start off with the big picture. We're going to go ahead and jump into the charts. If you have something you want me to take a look at, as always, drop something in the drop the name in the comment, and I will take a look. Okay. So let's get into it. All right. So before I get into the big picture, we had some really good names this morning. The first one was ENVB. ENVB. This one was at the top of the scan, almost up. What was it, like 160%? So this one was the leading ticker on the day, and when most of the volume comes in around 7 a.m. Eastern, this is when we see we saw a push down and then recovery, sort of like just a break and retest, pullback, nice setup, and it gave some more scalps here. TRNR also ran up, hit the scan, pulled back, nice scalp here, then it dipped, and then recovered across VWAP. So both of those nice names as well. And then one more, SYTA. This one, it popped, pulled below VWAP, hit VWAP here, dropped, and then crossed over, gave a quick scalp. So really nice names on the day to get this day started. I'm already up on the day, but we haven't even got, the market hasn't even opened. The bell hasn't even rang. So let's get to it. We're going to have some more, hopefully we'll have some more setups here. All right. So let's jump into the big picture real quick. So big picture, as we talked about, the spies and the Qs hitting a support level, and they could always go lower, but the backdrop right now is supportive of the indices being bullish, right? So my outlook is everything is indicative of what's happening with tech at this moment, right? So if we saw NVDA pull back, and that is reflected directly in the Qs and the SPY, right? We saw Tesla was pulling back, and then we had a massive dip here, right? As well, which will be reflected in the SPYs, right? So if these are to turn at the current support levels, especially NVIDIA, then we may see a turn here on the SPYs and the Qs. Okay, so I just say, we had multiple sessions of selling. This is not a market crash. There's no particular catalyst. NVIDIA comes out today, post-market, right? So that right there, that news can potentially be the catalyst of another leg higher. So we just have to keep our eyes on the prize, watch the catalyst, see how things are being released, and then we act. We don't need to know where things are going to go long term because we're short term traders. We do have some long term plays, but I would say just day to day, let's look at the catalyst, look at price action, and don't marry one bias. Trade what you see, not what you feel or think. Okay, all right. So that's the cue. So we've hit this support level, all right, across all of them, and we may see them bottoming out. And if they cross above like this, for example, IWM, cross back above that 216 level, then we can see some rallying. So my suspicion is that potentially that NVIDIA earnings coming out, we saw some profit taking, and now we can be seeing the next leg up. So we'll see. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay. All right. So we talked about some of the small cap names that I saw: SYTA, TRNR, ENVB, all traded all of those this morning. And this one, I'm going to cover it just because it's up on the scan, but it faded, right? So it popped QVCGB. This popped up, and I'd even be trading, we had a move here. It bounced, then it was bouncing and holding VWAP, and by the time that volume was coming into the market, around the time that I'd be trading, it was shorting, it was fading. Okay, so best case here is for me, I'd set alarms. There, I do have a play where it dips intraday, and I do buy back up to VWAP, but that's in certain circumstances. For now, I'll set alarms and see what it does. Okay, so as of right now, I'm still looking at TRNR. You know, this one is holding above VWAP to see what other, if it pops some more. EMVB still has some potential. SYTA as well. As long as we can see if we have a support level here, and then VWAP is there, right? So those three are still on the board for me, and I'm just gonna look at, I mean, good float rotation on all of them. Catalysts are decent, but good float rotation on all of them. So I'll be looking at those, okay? And we'll see what else pops up on the scan. All right. Now I got a comment on SMCI here. Okay, so we talked about SMCI yesterday, and it had went through a few days of selling, and then on the announcement that it filed, it popped here, and it broke above this former resistance level that it had sold off from in the prior two sessions. Now it's back on that level, sitting on top of that level. So let's see at the open what happened. I mean, it's in a good place to buy. So we'll see if we have the price action to do so, or if it shorts. Okay, so important level right now for SMCI. All right, just jumping over here to my. What are y'all looking at today? Are y'all pretty much in the same things? Most people in the OMVO, yeah. So let me talk about OMVO real quick. So OMVO, this one was on the scan. Actually gave some trades yesterday, and was looking at it for as a second day play potentially because it had held up. So post market it continued higher, and pre market, this 147 level was holding. But when volume came in this morning, pushed down, then recovered from this support level, it couldn't reclaim VWAP, right? So it's a good short as of right now for those that are shorting. So I'll have this one on watch. It's still holding up from yesterday's levels. So we'll see what happens on this one. So I'm just setting alarms, and I'm gonna just keep an eye on it. If it dips here, then it's off my plate. Okay. All right. All right. So let's talk about LMND. Lemonade. All right. So this one, good numbers. Earnings came out. Weak guidance. So this one gapped down yesterday. Now, if you've been on the stream for a few weeks or so, or since maybe January, you see that sometimes we have a few plays where we have a gap down, and if the gap is caused by, if it's a short-term catalyst, right, that caused the gap, we may be looking for a mean reversion, right? It may happen the same day, or I set alarms for the turn. So we've had several that happen like that, where I put it on, I'm alerted because of the gap down, and then I'll have some alarms, and we'll see if it recovers. And a lot of those that do, like this had multi, sessions of selling. So we could potentially have, a good amount of buying back up to the upside. So we'll see how this one plays out. Otherwise, this can be a short, for those that are shorting, if you're on the call. So I'm just gonna set alarms on this one, and we'll see. It's quite a bit. It broke through several levels here, strong support. So we'll see what happens on LMND. Okay. All right. All right. Another one we talked about yesterday was HIMS. So HIMS, I was looking for after that drop to see if it, again, I'm not jumping in anything. Some of these ideas, they don't plan out, they don't work, right? But those that do, I'll take advantage of. So HIMS had a good bounce after hitting this level. And right now it's setting up for another potential short. But the idea was that if we could get above this 41 level, then we may be able to catch some buys though. So nice recovery here yesterday after a dip, triple bottomed out, recovered on VWAP, gave some nice buys. It did that other day. We were at the end of our live trading session in the ProfitX community here, and then it gave a nice bounce and just nice play here, crossing back through VWAP. So I'm not trying to trade the counter trend unless there is a nice setup from a previous higher time frame support level, and those are just quick setups that I'll take that I have to be obvious. So again, nice bounce here. If we do break this resistance level, then I'll be looking for a trade there. All right. Will we see a dip after market open on the stock BBAI? I'll take a look at it in just a second. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, let's look at BBAI. I see you, Yusuf. Yeah, that's we pretty much align. So BBAI, it's moving with all of the other. Look at BBAI and SOUN. Look at that. Look at how similar, right? It's moving with the AI names. So as of right now, the price action looks like it could be setting up for a short. Okay, so I have this level. I have an alarm sitting there because I'll get really interested. If we do break, if NVIDIA comes out, when NVIDIA's earnings come out, it could, be a catalyst for a lot of these companies. Okay. All right. So one other basket that I keep my eyes on was RGTI, shorted this morning. So the quantum names, also I've been keeping my eyes on these quantum, RGTI, QUBTS. So RGTI earlier when I had it in the game plan, it was breaking up through this level, but became a nice, obvious short. So we'll be taking a look, to see how these shape up throughout the day. It gapped up yesterday. Now it's back on the support level. Again, overall trend is it's a downtrend, but I want to see how I'm going to have alarms set throughout the day because this could potentially end up being a longer term play. Okay. All right. So let's see. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me. There's a lot of there's a bunch of, I'll just do a quick little cover of a few large caps. We have a few people that are trading them. We did a survey and most of our members are, trading smaller accounts, building those accounts, which is all good, which is what I love. So no problem. But lows, solid numbers here. So we see a pop. So Lowe's earnings, take a look at Meta as well. They had, I think it was it's a data center that they built. Yeah, Meta Platforms is in discussion for a $200 billion project to construct an AI data center. So Meta is one of those that have been, shorting. But, again, what goes up must come down. But as it becomes cheaper and we have these catalysts come out, that could be a driver of a next leg up higher. Okay, all right. And so we talked about Lemonade. All right, Tesla sold all day yesterday. right? It did a little bounce here, and then now the shorting is continuing there. So, take a look there. All right, and then two more. Baba we haven't really talked about it a lot, but Baba had some good moves after earnings last week, and we continuing to see signs that it could potentially rise. Okay, and the last one is PLTR. PLTR. This one, just if you look at all the tech names right now, look at how they're look at their moves. Right, they all are similar. So some of these, if they have individual catalysts, we could see a breakout to the upside. So just keep an eye on these critical levels here for really nice scalps. Even if you're just scalping, there'll be nice opportunities around these critical key levels. Okay. All right. So let's get it. Let's show up every day. Let's follow our plan. Make sure you have your DRC. Make sure you have a goal in mind for the day, right? What is the goal for the day? If you've been taking invented trades, make the goal like only playbook trades, right? If you've been taking good playbook trades and you want to start sizing up, maybe a goal is to size up a little bit, right? Whatever it is, make it a process-oriented goal. If you continue to focus on the skill, eventually the money will come, okay? I was with a trader last night, big trader, and we're just having a discussion, and he's just talking about his process. I'm like, okay, what is your process now? And he's just talking about, like, how do you get to the next level? He wasn't talking about numbers like, I got to size up and start taking 5K risk. He's just like, I have to focus on process now, just little small things, little nuances to tweak, and that's how I'll make more money, right? It's the same. So same for the big traders, same for if you're a smaller trader, even if you're taking $10 risk, it's all about process at this time. And then once you scale up your capital, you'll see bigger gains. Okay, so let's get it. Thank you all for joining. Please share with others that could benefit from it, and I will see you all later. All right, peace out.